Hi winners, and welcome to another Twine game. This one's called All Hail the Spider God. Now, it says in the description, All Hail the Spider God is an eerie interactive fiction adventure about you and all the yous you've left behind. So there's that. It was released about 25 days ago is what it says in the description. And if you guys don't know what interactive fiction is, it's like a choose your own adventure in a way, but not computer-based. Some of them are a little more interactive than others. I know nothing about this, so we'll find out. Before you lies an ocean of liquid, white web, boiling upon itself without heat. What do? Consume the ocean, traverse the ocean, attack the ocean, or flee the ocean? White web. I don't want to do any of these. Let's do consume. You plunge your head into the ocean of stringy threads and begin drinking. Deep, greedy gulps. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. That's a little gross to me. The web fills you. The web fills you. Oh, great. The web fills you. Before you lies a dry valley of white sponge. 1,000 webs fold into each other to create a single porous quilt stretching into the horizon. What do? Well, let's traverse it. The web does not wish to go. You do not go. You do not wish to remember what you did instead. The scene changes. Before you lies an ocean of white robes, bowed heads, bent knees, and muttered prayers of mercy. For mercy. That's important. A stream of words erupts from your mouth. Your is capitalized. You can't tell whether you're receiving something or making it up anymore, but that doesn't matter. It's Sunday. I could say you muttered prayers or Sunday. I like it Sunday. It's random. Zimforth speaks. In the beginning was the web. Zimforth was the web created, and without Zimforth is nothing made. And Zimforth, the spider god, lord of desperation in all of its merciful majesty, declared the web to be good. You have a captive audience. What do? Continue the message, deny the message, flee the message, attack the crowd. Pun. Fucking pun. Heh. You know, it's funny. We'd be in a very different position if the spider god aided the web. No, that was bad. Dots. You know, hate, 8. You know, because spiders have 8 legs? Aided. I got it. Hated. I got it. It's okay. You don't need to explain it. The audience isn't sure how to respond to that. Thought the pun was going to be a little better. No, pun harder. Abort. Let me make this very clear. You don't choose the pun life. Through arcane celestial rites, we're only now beginning to understand. It chose you. Puns infested your brain, corrupted your imagination, and corrode your taste. They clawed their way from the depths of your soul and burst from your fertile mind, unasked for. Dad jokes flow from your insensible lips. Regardless of your will or desire, you can't help yourself. People like us, we don't get to turn back. I'm sorry. But there's nothing we can do. Accept your fate. Wait, nothing? That isn't even a pun! It isn't even a... I just told you I can't help myself. Accept my fate. Fine. Speaking of the web, I think I may be losing my thread. Thread? You know thread? Because spiders made the webs out of thread? Yeah, right? Right, yeah. Reverse that. The audience continues to look on in stunned silence. I don't want to pun harder. I shouldn't have picked the puns. I think Zinforth shaves. Yeah, I think Zinforth shaves. After all, how else it get silky smooth? Oh my god. Because spider webs are made of silk. I did this to myself, guys. Silk a thread to reference my previous point. Cough. You spot the spider Dakins sitting on the back of the room, shaking their heads in disgust. Pun yet harder. No! Stop it! Being completely serious, I feel Zinforth is often misunderstood. Rumors that the spider god is a cruel, malicious, tyrannical deity with no sense of decency or morality is utterly false. When you look at this incredible figure from all sides, the argument simply doesn't have legs. Spiders have legs. That's heh. The room fills with boos, hisses, and assorted exclamations too strong to mention. Set phasers to pun. Listen, please. I understand you all might not like puns. I am doing my best. If I could do it all over again, I'd definitely take your concerns into account. All in favor of ending spider puns, please say aye. The eyes of your audience are dead, cold, consumed by hatred. I'm very tempted to refresh the story. Pun harder, dang it. Suddenly the door of the building explodes inward. It slams into the carved wall behind you and snaps into half-rotted pieces. Oh, I could have said the carved wall. A figure stands in the shattered doorway. It's practically coated in the web, outside and in. You stare at the void behind its eyes and feel the web staring back at you. You've never been more scared in your life. And you know why you're scared, don't you? It's because you know that you aren't the hero of this story. The figure in the doorway is. And the moment life streams back into your empty eyes, or their empty eyes, you, Eric, will be left helpless. Just like yesterday. And the day before that. And the day before that. And every day before today. Goodbye, Eric. You did have a name once. It's gone now. You stand in the shattered doorway of a small, dank building. You blink hard, glance down at your palms. Those are pants. I'm so sorry. Glance down at your palms. You clench your fists and dig your nails into your hands. You make sure you are still here. You are. In the middle of an increasingly agitated and mutinous audience is the Spider Prophet. He begs you for mercy, and behind the glazed void of his eyes, the web throbbing at the edges of your own vision. What will you do with him? Save the Spider Prophet, kill the Spider Prophet, or leave the Spider Prophet? He's the Spider Prophet. Let's fucking save him. Shit. There are many ways to save a person. Many require kindness and subtlety, timing, and patience. A few situations require a harder hand, so-called tough love, to bring back one to their senses. Bring one back for their senses. This is one of those times. You stride across the floor with calm, confident steps, pausing only to avoid a particularly upset worshiper silently grinding their teeth. Taking a single look at his unfortunate situation, you pull your fist as far as you can behind your shoulder. Whoa, and send it crunching into the bridge of his nose. That was weird animation. It only takes the crowd a moment to realize your attack is in the least of their problems and race out of the now open building. You stand over him with an expression somewhat between pity, understanding, and anger. Dots. Are you going to kill me? I deserve it, cough. You know. Tears streak down his face. It looks like he's aged decades in only seconds. I don't belong here, on this world, with that. He glances at the mark of the spider god carved into the wall. That thing watching over me, controlling what I do, what I say. You know what? That's a lie. I did bad things. And I kept them, and I regretted it, and I hated myself, but I chose. He looks at you with wide, frightened green eyes. Are you happy with your choice? Save the spider prophet. The web does not wish to save him. The web fills you, and it wishes to see the prophet suffer. You extend your fingers. You grip his tiny throat and squeeze. I can choose any of these. Choose random E. And squeeze. And squeeze. 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 Squeeze and 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 squeeze. On the cobweb-crusted stone floor lies Eric, the spider prophet. The sad, fearful little man. You use a torch mounted on a nearby wall to set his body aflame. He was you once. And he was, against all odds, still alive. You've come full circle. Before you lies an ocean of liquid, white web, boiling upon itself without heat. It's been some years since you met Eric, since you entered Zimforth's realm with mortal eyes and hands, since the web filled you. Your body is withered and strong, weathered. Your body is weathered and strong, your clothing spare, and utilitarian. Your name is still gone, but you don't need it anymore. In your dominant hand is a sword. Your sword isn't special. It isn't crisscrossed with runes and enchantments. It wasn't blessed by a wise woman in a faraway land, or carved from a fallen star. It's a simple, solid piece of edged steel. Simple, solid, human. A perfect tool to kill a god. That was interesting. You can click all these special thanks to all these people and you for playing. Continue. This game is dedicated to Xavier Nelson, Sr. for challenging me to do better. And also, making me. That feels kind of important. The end. That was interesting. I kind of want to try what happens if I don't choose the fucking puns. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna refresh. Okay. That was fast. I'm gonna try and flee the ocean, now that I know what the ocean is. You race, stumbling in the opposite direction. What were you thinking coming here? You can almost feel his eyes drilling into your back. He's seen you. You've come all this way, only to have him see you. When you look back, you can't see the shore. Whatever it was you came from, it's gone. Swallowed by the web. Just like everything else that comes here. You understand that now. A shadow passes below the fragile white sponge separating you from leagues of inky black lying just beneath your feet. Crap. The scene changes. Before you lies an ocean of white robes, bowed heads, bent knees, muttered prayers for mercy. A stream of words erupts from your mouth. You can't tell whether you're receiving something or making it up anymore, but that doesn't matter now. It's Sunday. I'm gonna say you. Muttered prayers. Babbling. You. You are Eric, sole prophet of Zimforth the Spider. Soul. Oh, that didn't matter. The spider god. The last deity not to be consumed or slain by its ambitious brethren. A dubious honor, considering it did most of the killing. You perform the ceremonies the spider god demands. That's clickable. teach the spider god commands, teach its followers, and wear the uniform required by your office. Sometimes you find yourself looking in the mirror and wonder if Zimforth will let you grow old, age, die. It needs you, doesn't it? Doesn't it? You're balding. Uniform. You wear a billowing cloak made from spiderwebs, passed down from on high, a gift from Zimforth himself. I click on pass down. I'm trying to avoid Zimforth if I can. You wove it together yourself on a weekend, shortly after you woke up one morning to find every surface of your room covered in tiny 8-legged horrors. Ew. Unfortunately, this means some of the web creators stuck around. Occasionally, they'll crawl through the ruffles of the cloak collar and bite you on the neck, ending a message to the faithfully early. There's also a completely unnecessary spider-themed breastplate and a really nice hat. Alright, so it's Sunday. Zimforth speaks. In the beginning was the web. In Zimforth was the web created, and without Zimforth is nothing made. And Zimforth, the spider god, lord of desperation, all its merciful majesty, declared the web to be good. You have a captive audience. What do? I'm not fucking punning around. Anyway, let's... Weapons if I attack the crowd. Let's fucking attack the crowd. Something in you breaks all at once, as if something cruel force arbitrarily flipped the last switch holding your anxieties at bay. Flinging your arms open, you knock aside your battered wooden pulpit and accidentally send a small cloud of spiders from your sleeves into the horrifying throng. Say accidentally. Accidentally? And send a small cloud of spiders from your sleeves into the horrified throng. You step off the web-encrusted podium, arms outstretched, and you begin moving towards the retreating crowd. And with no warning, punch yourself in the face. Suddenly, you're raining blows on yourself. Are you laughing? Crying? Why are there spider deacons edging towards the door at the back of the cramped, stuffy room? Why do they look panicked? Why is the door locked? Why are people screaming? Why are you bleeding? Does it matter? Cramped, stuffy room. Zimforth demands nothing else. Why is the door locked? Zimforth demands nothing else. Why are people screaming? Zimforth demands nothing else. Does it matter? Words drip from your bloodied mouth as you ease your left fist out of your jaw. You think you may be missing a tooth. I'm unworthy and scared. And scared of being unworthy. And you begin nodding. None of us are worthy. Ever so slowly, you lift your head and sink your fist into the flesh of the man standing closest to you. It's actually quite satisfying, once you get past the sight of teeth flying from screaming gums. Men, women, and crying, confused children. Faces, ribs, and limbs rising in hopes of mercy or self-defense. Nothing is safe from your onslaught. What's you? Oh shit. I already know this. Nothing is safe from your onslaught. Maybe it was the years of fear, the countless pointless ceremonies and sleepless nights, knowing that no matter what you did, the spider god might still decide to murder everyone in the room. Everyone except for you. It was always you. Spider god's special toy. His only surviving prophet. His only surviving prophet. He always enjoyed torturing you the most, and you hated him for it, even as you begged and thanked him for his mercy. Maybe that's why you have strength now. Even as those tears flowing down your face blur your vision, your soul groans and creaks and cracks inside, you break them. You break them all. Suddenly, the door of the building explodes inward. Slams into the carved wall behind you, snaps into half-rotten pieces. The wall bearing the spider god and his mark behind you. The figure stands in the shattered doorway. It's practically coated in the web. You are staring into the void beyond its eyes, and you feel the web staring back at you. You've never been more scared in your life. And you know why you're scared, don't you? It's because you know that you weren't the hero of the story. The figure in the doorway is. In the moment life streams back into their empty eyes, you, Eric, will be left helpless. Just like yesterday, and the day before that, and the day before that, and every day before today. Goodbye, Eric. You did have a name once. It's gone now. You stand in the doorway, shattered doorway, of a small dank building. You blink hard, glance down at your palms. You clench your fists and dig your nails into your hands. And you make sure you are still here. You are. In the middle of a pile of bodies and robes splattered red with blood is the Spider Prophet. He begs you for mercy behind the glazed void of his eyes. That's different. What will you do with him? Let's leave him. Why did you choose to leave? Maybe you did it just to see if you could. Maybe it was his condition. Maybe he wasn't worthy of salvation or death. You were him once, after all. Wouldn't you know? Whatever the reason, you walk away, leaving both Eric and the Spider God far behind you. You don't stop walking. Not for the rest in an unfamiliar city, or to stop at another of Zimforth's temples. Not for rivers, streams, deserts, or oceans. You just go on. Forever. Isn't that enough? You've come full circle. Before you lies an ocean of liquid, white web boiling upon itself without heat. It's been some years since you met Eric, since you entered Zimforth's realm with mortal eyes and hands, your body in weathered and strong, your clothing spare and utilitarian. You're wearing shoes this time around. Your name is still gone, but you don't need it anymore. In your dominant hand is a sword. Your sword isn't special. It isn't crisscrossed with runes and enchantments. It wasn't blessed by a wise woman in a faraway land, or carved from a fallen star. It is a simple, solid piece of edged steel. Simple, solid, human. The perfect tool to kill a god. So that is All Hail the Spider God. There's way more, clearly. Like, there's a couple of options I didn't choose, especially in the beginning. There's 4 main options, and I didn't choose all of them. I only did 2 of them. And then there's another area that's 5 options, and I only chose 2 of them. So I'll put a link in the description. It's free to just click around in. I think this is actually pretty good. It was highly rated, so figured I'd jump into it and see what it was like. But it has quite a bit different options, and I like that. I like the alternative endings. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next Twine game or game that I play. So keep winning at life, guys. Bye.